Morning peeps, good morning everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. So yesterday I was on TalkSport. So every Thursday from 12 to 1, TalkSport have like an hour just dedicated to boxing. So it's hosted by Simon Jordan and Jim White, and it's either me or Spencer Oliver that's the boxing guest. So yesterday in the studio we had myself, Simon Jordan, Jim White, and Ben Shalom and Adam Azim. And it got interesting. Just because I was pushing the Adam Azim Dalton Smith narrative. I was like, that fight needs to happen now. And Ben Shalom was certainly pushing back against it. And I was like, look, it's a 50-50 fight. And it was difficult just because I felt like Ben Shalom probably looked at me like the DAZN Matchroom guy. And when I'm on that show, I'm not. I'm very honest when I'm on that show. It was the fan in me saying, I want to see that fight now. Like, why would I not want to see it now? Two of the best super lightweights in the country. Obviously, there's Jack Catchall that's sort of way and above, but these two are definitely probably second and third. I'm not quite sure what Josh Taylor's doing right now, but, you know, Adam Azim's coming off this really good win against Ahara Davis. We haven't seen Dalton Smith in the ring for a while, but when we did, he fought Zepeda, I believe. Was it Zepeda? I think it was. It was a good performance. So anyway, look, we've been talking about these two fighting for the best part of 12 to 18 months. Why not? And yeah, I just felt there was a lot of pushback on it. And I'm like, and I even said to Ben, I said, remove your cap as CEO or boxer. Just as a fan, do you not want to see this fight right now? Like, why wouldn't we want it right now? And I don't think it went down too well. But I don't know if you guys listened to it or watched it, but I said, like, boxing in this country has always been built up on domestic dust-ups. Like, it's all well and good what's going on with Riyadh season right now, and good luck to the boxers, and the events are spectacular, I get it. But the bread and butter has always been domestic dust-ups, and this has been a domestic dust-up that's been spoken about for a while that I think would do good numbers. And yes, it's coming early in their career, but they could still go on and do amazing things. And I pointed out that James DeGale and George Groves had their domestic dust up. And look, it's not the same. I mean, DeGale Groves had a lot of heat, like proper heat. I remember their stuff in the ringside studio. Remember that? That was fantastic back in the day. But both of those guys, you know, rolled the dice, and both still went on to win world titles. Both still went on to have amazing careers. So it's not like the loser of this just vanishes off the face of the earth. The loser can still go on and do really good things. And sometimes it's almost like promoters and managers are scared that their fight is going to lose and then just fall away. And I'm not saying that's the case with Ben Shalom and Adam Azim, because I think they have a lot of faith in him, and so they should. He's a very good boxer. But why not just make this fight now? Like, it was a case of, oh yeah, I want both of these guys to go on and win world titles. And I was like, boxing doesn't work like that. I mean, they're both in a red hot division. The 140 division is full of killers, full of sharks. Who says that they can both win world titles? I think they both have the potential, but what are we doing? Like, let's wait till they both win world titles and then no. I mean, we've had this. There's been so many fights that should have happened that didn't happen, or should have happened that happened super late in this country. Ricky Hatton, Junior Whittle. And it's weird. It's both the same division, by the way, 140 pounds. Kell Brook, Amir Khan. Well, that fight should have happened several years before it happened. Let's not get to the stage where Adam Azim and Dalton Smith is happening when one's fucking 34 and one's 28 or whatever the age difference is, and it's too late. Like, if it can be made, let's make it. That's just my thoughts on it anyway. All right, let's have a look and see what there is to talk about. Yanibek, Alam Kanali, Hamza Shiraz negotiations extended by the WBO. I saw a post Hamza put up saying February 22nd. I don't think that will be Alam Kanali. I think that will be either Denzel Bentley or Carlos Adames. That's what I think. I think that's going to happen. It's weird because obviously Yanibek's calling out Hamza now. I do believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that Hamza's team called out Yanibek. I don't know what happened. I'm not privy to these kind of conversations, but it does seem as though both have wanted it at one stage. So I don't know why that one doesn't happen. But look, I mean, if you can get Carlos Adames, that's a world title fight. Denzel Bentley's a good domestic fight as well. I like Denzel. Happy for him to get the opportunity. So look, we'll see what happens with that one. Fabio Wardley ready to leave British title behind in pursuit of new ambitions. I thought he might want to win this outright. I think he's got one more defense to do that. So I don't know. I mean, before that was the thing in it. People wanted to win the British outright, but now with the money that's in the heavyweight division and the fights that are available to Fabio, whose stock right now is through the roof. I mean, if you get a big opportunity to go and fight someone in the top 15, you might just take that. Like Fabio is now ranked in that, right? I think. So what do? Do you want to win the British outright? I mean, is it still a pull and a push for people? Or do you want to go and have those big fights and potentially sort of put yourself in the mix for something crazy by the end of 2025? I mean, those are conversations that Fabio's got to have with his team. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Very quickly on this one, before we talk Tyson Fury, I saw this. Boots and Bam make for dream pairing. So nice, it could happen twice. I like that. Obviously, they're fighting on the same card in Philly. It's almost two fights that we're not really sort of excited about, but it is exciting to have Boots and Bam on the same card. The two fights the one that could happen after is that there's a lot of talk now about them two appearing on the February 22nd card. Boots jumping up to 154 pounds to fight Virgil Ortiz. I mentioned Boots the other day on my 154 video, and Bam fighting Chocolatito. Well, wow. I mean, so many rumors about this February 22nd card, like Daniel Dubois on the card. Could it be AJ? Who knows? Boots, Bam. I mean, Hamza Shiraz. It's almost Terence Crawford, I think, has been ruled out of it now. But this February 22nd card could either let us down because we're so excited about it, or could just blow our minds. I'm hoping it's the latter. All right, let's talk about Tyson Fury, who says OLEKSANDR Usyk was an easier foe than expected. Tyson being Tyson, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to miss Tyson Fury when he calls it quits. There's been no one that I've sat down with or had the pleasure of hosting. Have I hosted a press conference? I've thrown to Dev, but I've been in and around the press conferences, who's just entertained me as much as Tyson Fury. Now, when that guy gets the mic, or when that guy starts speaking, there's two different versions of him, by the way, as well. There's the showman, salesman, and then there's the one where you can have proper conversations with him and he gets a bit deep. And I've thoroughly enjoyed being a part of both and growing up watching both. I think he's been so good for British boxing, and it's not like this guy was just thrusted into the limelight. You know, he wasn't an Olympic medalist, right, who get the kind of push that every Olympic medalist, rightly so, gets pushed at the start of their career. He's had to do it the hard way, and now he's reaping the rewards. And what I like about him, he did an interview with TNT. I think it was Andy Clark and Fabio Wardley. I only saw little cuts of it, and he spoke about, no, I'm just wanting the money. And I fucking love that. It's refreshing. I think AJ said it. AJ said it in the lead up to his rematch, which didn't happen with Dillian White. And AJ said it as well. And people kind of like dissed AJ. Like, what? What's he talking about? That's disrespectful. And Tyson said it. And look, I don't want to make the comparison between the both. If AJ says something and Fury says something, people take it differently. What I will say is that this is how it kind of should be. Like, we're in this for the money. Like, the belts are good, but, you know, they've won the belts now. Now it's about it's about making as much money as humanly possible. And Fury was refreshingly honest about this. And you can see he was honest about it because his face didn't change. It wasn't, this wasn't the showman salesman Fury. This was the very serious Tyson Fury. I want to make as much money, he said, until the wheels come off. The thing that alarmed me about that statement was he spoke about the fact that, you know, boxers will go on and on and on. And he spoke about Muhammad Ali and Joe Fraser and people that have taken damage in the sport. And, you know, I've always said that I want these guys, and I think I did a video the other day saying I want these guys to sail off into the sunset with as much money as possible, but their health intact. And the issue with Fury, and put AJ into this and maybe even Chuck Deontay Wilder, because there's a lot of talk about him coming back, is that the money on the table now is so much. It's difficult. These guys are prize fighters. They've already held world titles for long. The prize now is so big, it keeps calling them back. It does. It's like it keeps calling them back. They make more money when they're past their best than when they're at their best. that's just the sport of boxing, right? I mean, you climb that ladder to the point where you're not making money. Like Tyson Fury that beat Vladimir Klitschko is better than the Tyson Fury now. But the Tyson Fury that beat Vladimir Klitschko made nowhere near the money than the Tyson Fury now. So you're past your best. You're actually on the way down. But this is when all the big checks come in. So you're staying in the ring. You're taking this punishment, knowing you're actually not in your prime anymore. In fact, you're way past your prime. He's way past his prime. And it doesn't just apply to Tyson Fury. This is a thing that can be applied to all great boxers. I mean, Pretty Boy Floyd, as good as Money Floyd was, Pretty Boy Floyd would have lit him up. I mean, I know Money Floyd was a defensive genius, but Pretty Boy Floyd had absolutely everything. But Money Floyd made all the big checks. So look, we'll see what this means for Tyson Fury, or what this means, just because obviously, look, he's got this USYK fight. If he loses to USYK, they're going to go AJ. And he will make more money fighting AJ than I think any fight in his career. So weird, isn't it? Like two boxers potentially coming off losses are going to make more money at their worst than anything they did at their best. It's true. I mean, that fight is a British blockbuster. But yeah, just an interesting revelation, I thought, from Fury. It's not one that we don't know, but it's refreshing to hear fighters say it, because most fighters talk about legacy and belts and all this stuff, and all these things are great, but ultimately it's that, isn't it? Just fucking pay me as much as possible and we can get it on. And I think the Saudis have definitely changed how boxers view the sport now. I mean, they've always viewed it like that, but I think boxers will take more risks, will stay on for longer, will have shorter training camps. Like, all these things are happening now because you can't turn down what's put in front of you. You can't. Prospects might jump too soon, just because they're not quite ready, but the opportunity is so big, you kind of got to take it. So boxing's changing a lot right in front of us, and I think we need to kind of look at the pros and cons of the change. But here, look, I'm all here for it because we get to see the fights. I'm fortunate I get to work at these events, but there's some good and there's some bad to it. All right. Gutted Fraser Clarke insists loss to Fabio Wardley will make me. Ben Shalom spoke about the Glovegate issue as well on that. You guys can go and listen to it. It was a bad one. Like I said, I don't know what happens next with him, but I also said in that same sentence that the heavyweight division fighters can go on for a lot longer than the smaller weights, obviously. So he's 33. He sits out. He might sit out 12 months, and then we'll see what happens. We'll see who they put him in with. I mean, there are so many fighters, right? I mean, would he go in straight away with and I'm talking sort of going back a few steps here, David Adeleye? Would he go in with one of those guys when he comes off his long hiatus? We shall see. Oh my God, Sam Jones. Oh my God, dude, that thing yesterday blew my mind. And as it was happening, I was like, like I've had situations where I want the ground to swallow me up. I've had those situations in life. I very much sometimes make a mountain out of a molehill. Like, I'm very, fuck me, I can't handle this. That's me. I felt like that for Sam yesterday. When Regis played that audio clip, I was like, there's no way. And Sam's the spin master. Sam's so good with the way he talks. He's very quick. Boom, boom, boom. Even Sam couldn't get out of that one. I actually felt sorry for him. And I was thinking, what the fuck is Jack thinking right now? Regis had that one loaded. Like, fully loaded. Like, okay, cool. The build-up's been a bit slow. It's been quiet. Watch this. Bang. And what did Sam say something like, I swear to God, or by the right hand of God, I didn't say anything. And then bam, Regis played it. And I was like, can't wait to see Sam on Saturday. Can't wait. He's got a lot of explanations to do. I can't even imagine the conversations with Jack. I can't imagine it, mate. I can't imagine. All right, final one. Heavyweight Charles Martin set for November return. Have a quick look at Charles Martin's record. I can't remember. I actually can't remember the last time Charles Martin fought. Did he fight Jared Anderson? Is that his last fight? Would that be correct? Charles Martin is now 38. Again, like, Charles will probably look at his situation and think, I'm 1 or 2 wins away from getting right in the money mix. His last fight, yeah, Jared Anderson, July 2023. Why are you taking so long at the ring? Like, why do you... By the way, he didn't get knocked out. Unanimous decision. He actually put up a good performance, if I remember correctly. Why are you 14 months out of the ring? Why? At 38? Why? Mate. And he was starting to... I felt like we start finally... After all those years of promise, like he was not the greatest IBF champion, one of the worst, in fact. But I felt like those performances against Gerald Washington, remember that? For a few rounds against Luis Ortiz, he was pretty decent. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys, girls,